Hey guys, welcome to another solo sortie. Today's sortie is mobile defense and the condition is augmented enemy shields. So for this sortie I'm going to be using Oberon. Oberon's really great for this because it has a lot of CC in the form of radiation damage when he uses his first and second ability, Smite and Hollowed Ground. He also has good survivability with Renewal, and especially with the Augmented Phoenix Renewal. And yeah, it's just a pretty solid frame for this overall. I'm also going to use the Torrid. This is because I want to basically do direct damage to their health pools. When the enemies have augmented enemy shields, they have huge shields, but they have really small health pools. So I want to do toxin damage, gas procs toxin damage, so that'll do damage to their health directly. The other thing you could do is have only toxin damage, so if you didn't have this thermite rounds here, that would be okay too. Lastly, I need to have a fully upgraded fast hands. I need some more Forma. The other thing you can put here is an electricity mod, so that you have some CC. So if it's gas electricity, then the clouds would CC the enemies slightly, but you would do slightly less toxin damage because the gas wouldn't proc quite as often. Next I have the Fierce. This is for Winds of Purity. I basically just have this for if I run into a Bursa, then I need corrosive damage. It doesn't really do that much damage to it, but it'd be able to strip their armor. But yeah, and then the other reason I have it is for if I'm not healing enough, like I come across too many enemies and my renewal's not doing enough, then I'll have this in case for backup or whatever. But basically, if you don't have a Riven, I have Steady Hands to make up for my Riven's recoil, so you'd actually want Eject Magazine here and Auger Pact here for a lot more damage. Eject Magazine reloads your weapon while it's holstered, so that means when you swap to it, you don't have to worry about reloading and dying, which is really good for the Fierce, because that's like one of the few things that can get you killed when you're trying to use the Fierce to heal back up. Yeah, you could also do like a Corpus build, something like this. That'd be pretty good too. Oh wait, just kidding. No, ignore that. But like a magnetic, just a gas build with the Fierce would be fine too if you want to actually use it to kill Corpus. But sorry, I'm droning on. Lastly, we got the Atarax. This is the Spin to Win build. If you don't have a Riven, Maiming Strike goes here, and if you don't have Maiming Strike, you put on a Relentless Combination. Yeah, for that build to work, you want to have your melee just out, like not holstered. Unless you have Maiming Strike, then you can do slide attacks. But I probably won't use it all game. I never really use my melee weapon, so yeah. But anyways, let's get on into the mission. Glad I caught that in time. Almost went into a public match. But yeah, so I've done this before with Nyx Prime, or Nyx Prime, and I was doing an Assimilate Nyx build. This allows you to kind of like walk around while you have an invulnerability bubble, and you can just stand like on top of the objective, so you don't have to worry about it taking damage. That worked really well. I have another video of that. I'll put a link in the description. Another person that's pretty good for this is Limbo if you use a small range. So you can just put a bubble on top of the objective you're trying to protect, and then the enemies won't be able to shoot it. So like high duration and low range. Sorry, I got distracted there for a second. Okay, so yeah, so as you can see, this is ignoring their shields and going straight for their health. They still pretty much have full shields when they die. All these toxin procs are what's doing damage. You can see the toxin procking and eating away at their health. You want to use your first ability a lot to CC the enemies. It shoots out a bunch of like little seekers. Like you can see those all shooting out. And those all apply radiation damage to the enemies they hit. Nullifiers will delete your hollowed ground, so you gotta reapply your hollowed ground if the nullifier walks on top of it. Both the weapons I have are good at killing nullifier bubbles. The gas clouds are good, and the Fierce has a really high fire rate, so that's pretty good at killing nullifier bubbles too. So either one's fine. But yeah, always when you go into a Corpus mission, it's important to have at least one weapon that can kill nullifiers, especially when you get like bad combos of like nullifiers and other strong enemies around it. keeping them CC'd. And then, yeah, after I picked that up, I instantly rolled because I didn't want to die. If you roll, it reduces the damage you take by 75%. I'll put up some more hollow ground. Shoot out some smites so I can see the enemies. And then I'll start getting my gas clouds going. And you kind of just want to jump around and spread gas everywhere. It's really nice when the enemies are all coming from one area, because then you can just get gas clouds going on their route, and they'll all run into it and die. Ooh, I'm running out of energy. So, you gotta be careful for a second until I take some more damage to my health. Yeah, I shouldn't have used so many hollowed grounds. I was kind of going a little bit overboard with that. So I will use the Neric to get my energy back. Once I get to like maybe 30 or 40 energy, I'll turn my what's it called? My renewal back on. So yeah, hitting the flying enemies is sometimes kind of hard. You can use fulmination actually on the Torrid if you want to make bigger gas clouds. I like having more damage, but it's definitely an option, especially in exchange for fast hands you can put fulmination in. So when you're waiting for an elevator, it's really easy to die, so I just switch to my operator while I wait, and then wait for the door to close, and I can switch back. Also be careful switching to your operator when you're going up in an elevator, because sometimes it'll make you fall through the bottom of the map. Yeah, one of the hardest enemies you have to deal with, aside from nullifiers, is Guardian Xmas. I'm not exactly sure how they work, but they take a lot of reduced damage, and they can sometimes be hard to kill. I've noticed I've come across situations where I can't really kill them with the Torrid, and I had to swap to another weapon to kill them. That hasn't been happening so far in this round, so I think when I was having trouble with the Xmas before, I just had pure toxin damage, so maybe the fact that I'm using gas now is why I'm having such an easier time with the Guardian Xmas, but I'm not sure. You can look on the wiki to figure out like how they work. Yeah, I'm not really taking any damage anymore. It looks like there's just pretty low amounts of enemies. There we go. I need to take some damage for 100 adrenaline to proc. So I get my energy back. The thing you can always do is use just energy plates. I don't really like using them because I feel like I kind of want to try to do these missions without consumables, just to show that you don't need consumables to do it. But if you are going to use consumables, the best Spectre is either a Warframe Spectre, so like, or like the best companion is either the like Warframe Spectres that you choose your Warframe, or the Ancient Healers. The Ancient Healers keep you alive, and I think they make your shields tankier too, if I recall correctly, which is like the only thing that can do that, which is pretty cool. So if you are into using consumables, those are probably the best ones. But yeah, so if you want to see my Assimilate Nyx or my Limbo runs of mobile defense, you can check out my videos. I'll put it in a comment down below. But yeah, thanks for watching and have a good day.